What in the heck is a Nexus Letter? Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and recently I ran across people talking about Nexus Letters in connection with DoD and VA disability claims. And while a lot of organizations and chat groups were talking about Nexus Letters, I couldn't find any reference to them in law or policy. So, after some digging and some back and forth with folks in the know, here is my best understanding of what a Nexus Letter is. In order to receive a disability rating, a service member has to prove 3 things. Number 1, that they have a medical condition, either an injury or an illness. Number 2, that injury or illness occurred or was aggravated while in military service. And number 3, that there's some sort of medical connection between the condition and the service. It is that 3rd step where this Nexus Letter comes in. You see, nexus is a term of art. A Nexus Letter asserts that there is a nexus between the condition and the service. It is a letter stating a professional medical opinion. Typically, it comes from a non-VA doctor, although it seems that VA doctors provide similar documentation in the course of their duties. Now, there are a couple of common sense guidelines you want to keep in mind when it comes to Nexus Letters. First, they have to be written specifically for the individual, and they have to be explicitly about the individual's claim. The next thing is that the medical opinion should be expressed as a degree of likelihood. Not likely, at least as likely as not, more than likely, and most likely. And there's 2 important things about this likelihood. First, your doctor doesn't have to speak in absolutes, and they don't have to make conclusions in their statements. They don't have to say, this condition is caused by military service. They simply have to say, this condition is most likely caused by military service. Second, the veteran allegedly receives the benefit of the doubt when it comes to medical opinions at the as likely as not level. That degree of likelihood is apparently viewed by the VA as in favor of the veteran. The key takeaway from these 2 points is that your doctor does not need to be 100% certain, and they do not have to make definitive statements. There are a couple of things that your doctor does have to do when it comes to these Nexus Letters. They have to state which of the veteran's records they are basing their statement on. They have to state that degree of likelihood. They have to offer a rationale for their opinion. And they have to provide their credentials, titles, and specialties. Of course, there are a lot of examples out there on the internet, but you don't want to just fill them out like a form. These have to be retyped as original documents. Now, do Nexus Letters make a difference? I don't know. I mean, I got a 90% disability rating, and I didn't even know that they existed. Some friends of mine, they absolutely swear by them. My intuition is that a Nexus Letter is most valuable when you're submitting a supplemental claim for a condition that emerged years after you took off the uniform, and one that's not obviously connected to military service. Broke your pelvis on an airborne jump, and you're submitting an initial VA claim for hip problems associated with that injury. A Nexus Letter may not be worth the effort. For those of you who are transitioning out, there is one thing that I would recommend that you take a very close look at. Those are the presumptive conditions. And if you want to understand more about that, watch this video.